College football is over, the NFL is winding down, and as we turn our attention to the ice and hardwood until Sunday, January 22nd, we are slashing NBA, college basketball, and NHL season passes from $4.59 all the way down to $2.99 with no coupon needed. This special price locks in your favorite handicappers in the sport of your choice through the championship for pennies on the dollar versus buying daily packages. And since the price will remain $2.99 through midnight on January 22nd, the earlier you buy, the more days you get included at no additional cost. How much are you saving? College basketball comes to just $3.55 per day through March Madness, and the NBA and NHL discounts come out to just under $60 per month to lock in your favorite handicapper through the finals or Stanley Cup. Go to your favorite handicappers page at WagerTalk and or Sports Memo and lock in your sports through the championship for only $2.99 each. If you want to combine handicappers or multiple sports, email us and we can work out an even more significant discount for you.
Hey guys, welcome in, and a very happy Wednesday to you now here, January the 11th, 2023, and pretty nice card here of games in the association tonight. I believe we've got 8 on tap, and we're going to break down a few of these games, see if we can find a couple of edges and a few best bets. I'm sure there'll be a dog barking or two, and we're going to break them down with our Wednesday crew. 3 of the finest, when I tell you finest, best looking, nicest, no, wrong show, sorry. Skee Profit in the house. Tony Finn is here, as is Bryan Leonard. Gentlemen, welcome in, and a lot going on in the world of sports here. It's a huge NBA night, college basketball, NHL. We got playoff football coming up, and Skee. We got some games here tonight, man. I know shooters are going to shoot. So what do you got rolling, locked, and loaded at WagerTalk.com for us?
Well, yesterday, I had a pretty bad day because the Warriors didn't show up. And today, I don't have a package up in the NBA. I have made a good amount of bets. And I do have a package up in the NFL, a best bet there. I said it yesterday. I'm about a little bit over 61% my last 31 plays in the NFL. And I've also, I have a full card that's also up for that as well. It's just not a package. So if you want to get a subscription, that's the way to do it.
That is absolutely the way to do it here, as the plays will be coming in, guys, as numbers are available. So those all-access packages really the way to go. Bryan Leonard, how about you, man? Whether it be the ice or the hardwood, do you got anything cooking already here tonight for us?
Yeah, I got a little bit of everything. And I had a tough day yesterday when I went to Calgary, blowing a 3-1 third period lead to lose in overtime. That hurt, but bounce back today. We've got 2 college basketball plays, 1 NBA. Got play up in the NFL for the weekend, and I've got an NBA play, which will be my best bet on this show. So no need to pay for that. But if you are looking to get my card today, just get the all access for today's card, and you'll get everything.
Boom. That's the way to do it. A little something for everyone here tonight. Tony Finn, how about you, man? Did you find anything you like in college, NBA tonight? What do you got rolling?
Yeah, I had a decent night last night. Nice night in college. Actually, I had swept a 4-0 card. So that was a needed 4-0. And I have 2 NBA up for tonight. Last night, NBA was a small profit, but not much. But mostly because we won't go there. Because I was wrong about Phoenix again. But I have 2 NBAs, 3 college, 2 NBAs. I have a dead presidents report for the wild card weekend in the NFL, big report, as well as a 5%. Only had in 8 years with WagerTalk, I've had 4 5% teasers. So that's one about every 2 years. And that's with a 3-1 mark. So love to see it go 4-1 this weekend with the plus money teasers. All only at WagerTalk. Come get it. It's Joe Ranieri cheap.
Ooh.
So, there you go.
Let me ask you, because I know you were pretty adamant last night about OKC money line. How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want the 2 points. You said, screw the 2 points. I believe, Robert, am I not correct? I believe it was,
No, you're
keep
not.
your points. Give me OKC on the money line. 40
You're
free throws
close.
later. Yes.
You're close, Joe. You're
you
close.
wish you had fishing for those 2 points. Give me your 2 points. Come here. I'll take you. All right, let's go to the contrarian gods. Let's see how they're rolling tonight. Because got to tell you, the last night, the contrarian gods, they were, well, Rob Vino went against them again and shows you how well that went. They liked the Clippers last night. Vino did not. Don't need to know where that went. But we do have Atlanta tonight as the contrarian gods are looking at this Hawks team. Now, this was originally against Milwaukee, opened up at 2, but the news of Trae Young not going here tonight has pushed this thing up another 2.5 points. 4.5. Atlanta is home. They have had some success against this Milwaukee club in the past, so I get where the contrarian gods are coming from here. Skee, what about you, man? Are you a believer that Hawks can keep it within this number here tonight?
The more I think about it, the more I am a believer of that. I was thinking, early in the morning that I wanted to take the Bucks, or yesterday even, I was thinking of wanting to take the Bucks just because it's double revenge situation for them. They lost the last 2 meetings, and they've been playing better defense lately than the Atlanta Hawks. But I just think it's moved too much. And I think about this Atlanta Hawks team. I mean, they're shopping Trae Young. They played, in my opinion, a little bit better without him. They share the ball. And I think they've covered every game with Trae Young out and DeJounte Murray in, which was 3 games. So I think it's moved a little bit too much. Everybody's going to run and take the Bucks, and we've seen, plenty of examples. One of the stars gets out, the other guys come to play. I think Atlanta comes to play in this game and covers the 4.5 points.
All right, so in agreement there with the contrarian gods. What about you, Bryan Leonard? Are you a believer that the Hawks can keep it within this number tonight against Milwaukee?
Yeah, a little torn on this one. Milwaukee beat Atlanta first time they played them as a home. They won the game by 8. But not only have they lost the last 2, they weren't even close. They lose 117-98. And then they lose 121-106. So, like Skee, I was looking to play Milwaukee here. They've got they're coming off of that win over on the road from New York 2 nights ago. I play Atlanta here on the road. Then they play 2 in a row at Miami starting tomorrow. So this is the first of a back-to-back and the first of 3 and 4. So I thought about it and I said, well, they got 2 times they could play Miami. Obviously, they'd like to sweep, but to take 1 is probably something that they would be fine with on the road. And they wanted to play Atlanta since they'd lost the last 2. But Skee made a great point about being in the lineup and with Trae out there. In fact, once Trae was told that once the word came out that Trae wasn't going to be there, the line moved about 3 points. So I guess his name is Trae for a reason. But this Atlanta team,
Bryan got jokes.
Yeah,
I've got jokes. But this Atlanta team is a team that I thought would do much better coming into the season. The game means more to them when they're playing Milwaukee. Everybody knows Milwaukee and Boston are the 2 best teams out east. Those are the 2 teams that you're going to have to beat come playoff time. A few other teams, Philadelphia and Cleveland, may be there too. But I think Atlanta comes to play tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if they took this one to the wire. So 4.5 is a pretty good bet here.
All right, liking the 4.5 points there. Like how it took Tony Finn 2.5 minutes to throw the joke out there. But talk to me here, Finn. Trae Young here tonight, not available. These guys seem to think might actually benefit Atlanta tonight. Are you in agreement?
I'm not in agreement with that. I mean, I'm in agreement with the fact that sometimes, a big move like this against what's essentially is an injury move is something you just don't want to chase. We've all done it too many times, probably, in our young, teenage 20s, like I'm still in, our careers. But the truth is this, and that is, without Capella, they have no rim protection. Their defensive rating is abysmal. What they're going to do with Drew Holiday healthy, he gets to be on Murray. Murray struggles to score. Atlanta has no scoring options. And the truth in this is the metrics on Atlanta without Trae Young was only about 3 or 4 points less than when he's in the lineup. But if you look at the metrics, this seems is just less offensive than defensive. But without Capella, that defensive rating just goes up. And how do you support Atlanta against a Milwaukee team that's essentially healthy with save Middleton, and that they don't have to shoot threes, which they have done so poorly this year? It's what holds me back from backing them. But the Greek Freak goes to the rim and scores all he wants tonight, and Atlanta loses another game.
All right, so we got a split card. Thank goodness, because if you all agreed on Atlanta, I was jumping to get in Milwaukee. But we got one Milwaukee, two Atlanta in agreement here with the contrarian gods, who do like the 4.5 points now against the Bucks at home. All right, let's take a look here at a featured matchup here tonight, one that's going to involve the New York Knicks taking on the Indiana Pacers, who refuse to believe, well, they're the Indiana Pacers here. Still waiting to hear on whether or not we got Naismith or McConnell in. I believe still questionable. R.J. Barrett, I believe, also still questionable here for the Knicks. But that total hovering around the 226 mark here. 4.5, not a lot of movement, Skee, all day long here. Are you leaning one way or the other in this matchup?
Yeah, I like this game, man. I'm going to be looking at the Pacers side. Let me read a couple things before I forget to do so. I know so far on the road, Pacers are 11-8 against the spread. Knicks at home, 7-12. And the Pacers, they've been playing good basketball. And it started after that game where they played the Knicks, and Wally Szczerbiak is calling Halliburton a wannabe fake all-star. Ever since then, they've won 8 of their last 10 games. And I think this is a motivation spot. I think, that's what sparked it. And they've been the team to back until this one here. So I'll go ahead and back them again tonight. They've been, or my bad. Let me look also at Halliburton, because that's the main guy we're talking about. He's had, 10 plus assists 4 of his last 5 games, 3 in a row. He's had, I think, more than 12. So his assist prop tonight was only 9.5. I think that's really cheap, especially with TJ McConnell game time decision. If he doesn't go, even more playmaking duties for Hallie. And I also like his points tonight. I was talking with Prop Queen earlier, and we came to conclusion, same game parlay. We like Pacers money line. I don't think you need the points. And Hallie, you can do his alternate assist of 12. So those two together get you around plus 630. And I think it's a winner tonight.
See, now that's what I'm talking about, throwing those kinds of numbers around. That's it. A little same game situation here with the Pacers winning outright, and Hallie going to throw an assist all over the board here. Listen, the reality is, Brian Leonard, the Knicks are no good at home against the numbers. 7, 12-2, I believe. ATS 6-8-1 is a favorite. Pacers 9-7 against the number on the road. It's the 3 ball that's going to make the difference here, Brian Leonard, isn't it? And if Indiana's hitting it, yeesh. Do you trust the Knicks here laying 4.5?
The Knicks probably have the worst home field advantage,
it's crazy,
or home court advantage in the NBA. It's because anytime you talk to a basketball player, they love to play in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I do a lot of, I'm huge on music biographies, and that's all they talk about. They go, well, we play Indiana, we play Cleveland, we're playing Pittsburgh, but then we get to play Madison Square Garden. So it's not just a basketball player. It is just a tremendous place that people want to visit, and that's where you get your best. I remember back when LeBron played for Cleveland. That's all he talked about. I got to play Madison Square Garden. And that's the way these players think, which makes the home court tough for the Knicks to cover in that regard. And we've got an Indiana team, and Skee talked about how well they've been playing. he didn't tell you the teams they've been playing. I know they beat Charlotte last time out, but these were all quality teams. They, Portland, they lose to Philadelphia by 3. Toronto, the Clippers, Cleveland, Atlanta, New Orleans, Miami, Boston. I mean, they're playing some good teams, and they're getting victories. They're playing well right now. I think the line's a little bit too high here. New York has been very streaky as of late. They win, 8 in a row? Then they lose 5 in a row. Then they win 4 in a row. Well, they lost last time out against Milwaukee. That was 2 days ago. Will they start to continue that streaking play that they've done lately? Who knows? But they've been very up and down lately. And like I said, they haven't played very well at home. And it's a tough place to play. Give me Indiana plus the 4.5 here.
All right, like in Indiana plus the 4.5 here. How about it, Finn? Are you in agreement here that maybe this number is a little bit too much to cover for the Knicks?
It would be hard. I would be hard pressed to be convincing, arguing such. I mean, if you said, "Listen, give me an argument for Indiana tonight over New York," I think I could do that without being too ridiculous. But I think about this Pacers team. I was going through season win totals, and if they win tonight, we're in January, and I think Indiana exceeds some of the season win totals tonight. They weren't expected to be where they're at right now, and what both of my esteemed colleagues said is accurate. And I like Indiana. They're 8-2 straight up, 7-2-1 against the number last 10 games. Offense, 117.4 per 100 possessions. Pretty darn good. Where you mentioned the threes, Joe, I think a big part of this tonight is the Knicks are pretty good against in transition defense. They're pretty good. Only about a half a point per 100 possessions off live rebounds, for example. That's where Indiana, makes hay, is in transition as well. So if they can, shorthanded, which I think they're going to be, anytime a player has a non-COVID illness, it seems like that's that flu. It depends on, and it looks like he just was, it just happened yesterday or maybe the day before. I'm just not sure you're going to see Nesmith. And Nesmith's worth about 3 points per 100 positions offensively. I would like to see him in the lineup. If he was, I probably could be talked into a splitting a big play on Indiana, maybe playing over and the Indiana side.
All right. Questions remain here. Keep an eye on those injury reports, guys. But the Knicks at home still laying 4.5. Total, it came down a little bit in that one from the opening at 228.5 down to 226.5. And speaking of totals, we've got an overtime game here. We'll focus on the total in this one. And we got a couple of teams who know a thing or two here about getting some points. One of them being the Memphis Grizzlies here with an opportunity to put some on the board here tonight. We're seeing it at 237.5. It's starting to creep up here a little bit now against these Spurs. I guess the big question is here, do we trust the Spurs to contribute enough here, Skee, to get this thing up and over near the 240 mark? Or do you think maybe a little bit too high given the current roster, we should be looking at the under?
Well, I like Memphis defensively. That's one thing that they've been doing extremely well. And I don't know. I don't trust San Antonio defensively. So I guess if I put those together, I would lean more towards the Spurs team total under and the Grizzlies team total over. The one thing I do trust, or one person I do trust to score points here, is John Morant. Spurs, they're allowing point guards are averaging 30 points per game the last 10 versus Spurs. And just thinking about John Morant versus team, he kills them. His last 4 games, he has averaged, I think it was 37.8 points per game. And his last 3 home games, he's averaging 34 points per game. His point prop is only 27.5. I think that's a pretty good bet for tonight. So if I had to bet the full game total, I'd probably go up and over, but I like the prop a lot more.
All right, so liking the prop a little bit more here. Bryan Leonard, maybe we shouldn't just overthink it. Like, it's Memphis, they're home, they're going to score. Is it an overplay for you, or do you like the under here with some value?
Total is tough for me in this one. These 2 teams just played 2 nights ago. It was the 3rd game in 4 days. Memphis favored by 11. wins by 8, 121 to 113. Now the line's up to 13. So from a total standpoint, I don't have much, but from a side standpoint, I think it favors the Spurs a little bit. Like I said, the line moves a couple points here, and they were in a bad scheduling situation before. But you've got a Memphis team that's red hot. They've won 7 straight games. They just beat San Antonio, by 8 points, and they have Indiana on deck on the road. Then they come home to play Phoenix and Cleveland. Phoenix, obviously, with the injuries, isn't that big, but they've got some good teams coming up in the future. They've won 7 straight games. They just beat this team. It wouldn't surprise me if San Antonio sticks under this number. But as for the total in this game, the offense for this team for Memphis is playing very well right now. 116 or more now in 8 or 7 straight games. All the wins. They've been doing it with offense. They will probably name the pace here, but not enough on the total to make a good judgment. But I think that the line's a little bit higher here.
So we got, Finn, what do you think here? We've talked about, you get into 240 here. We need a few things to go right and little to go wrong. I think it really just comes down to, you think the Spurs, or does Memphis take their foot off the gas to give the Spurs the opportunity there to get some free points at the end and what is looking like a blowout win here?
Here's the 2 reasons I have a problem with going north of that number, which you outlined perfectly, Joe. I mean, we've talked about if we've said it once on this show, or we've said it 100 times, and that is 240 is a big number. Everything has to go. It's not so much how much has to go right. Only one thing has to go wrong to miss that over the total of 240. If Memphis gets the lead, as the line suggests they will have entering the second half and maybe midway through the third quarter, that Morant will sit. And you'll see some of the less stands, or at least the less creative ones, that have the ability to shoot and take the rock to the rim. And I just can't feel very comfortable being over 240 in that situation. So I would be under if I'm on either side of the Mendoza total line tonight in this game.
All right, leaning towards the under, or maybe a little play on a couple of the team totals here. Not a bad way to look at it. Let's talk, though, dogs, and let's see which ones are barking tonight.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
All right, let's see what we got rolling here tonight. We got Chicago, Detroit. We talked Atlanta, New Orleans, a dog, as is San Antonio, Phoenix, and the Houston Rockets. So some big dogs here on the board there, Skee. Is there one that you got your eye on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know which one I like the most. We just talked about it. It's going to be the Pacers. Screw the points. I think you take the money line plus 165. They're 6-2 straight up and 7-1 revenge in same season losses, and they've covered 5 in a row. So if you want to take the plus 4.5, maybe you do that and sprinkle on a money line. That's what I did, and I think they get it done tonight.
All right, there you go. It ain't broke, no vixen. People get it done here. He likes Indiana. Talk to me, Bryan Leonard. Which one of these dogs might be barking for you tonight?
Well, the 2 that I had set out was Indiana and San Antonio, but since our esteemed colleague made a good case for Indiana, I'll play the San Antonio. I talked about that. You're getting 2.5 more points than you got the other day. They're rested. It was a bad situation for them the other day, and I can't see Memphis being overly excited to play them. So give me San Antonio here plus a 13.5.
Oh, I love it. All right, like the San Antonio, 2 touchdowns. Finn, where are you leaning for a dog here tonight?
Yeah, I'm with Skee on this. I'm with Bryan too. He wanted to play Indiana. I'm on Indiana. In fact, the more we talk about it, the more I look at this, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense just to throw that out here on the show tonight. I probably will personally. I may not go. I've already got my card, situated for the clients, so I may have to personally do a little bit of pre-flop and maybe in game live. See how this thing goes. Indiana Pacers plus the 4.5.
Woo! Pacers, you got 2 for them here tonight. So the dogs are juicy here. They got plenty of opportunities, I think, to pull off an upset. Will any of them make the best bet card, though? Let's check it out, Robert. All right, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. Plenty of games here, opportunities to jump on in. So what we'll do is start with you, Bryan Leonard. Talk to me here. Best bet. What are you looking at here tonight?
This is the same best bet I gave clients and also used as a free play on the site. I believe a 12-3 run in the NBA. So NBA has been going well. I don't play a lot of NBA, but it's been going pretty well as of late. I'm going to take a look here, and I'm going to play Minnesota. You may wonder, just on the 31st, they were at home. They played Detroit. They're a 7-point favorite. Now they're a 6-point favorite on the road. And you'd probably think that that's not a very good situation. But keep in mind, they had lost the previous 5 games before they played that game against Detroit at home, and they lost that one too. So they've since won 4 straight games. And now they're getting their confidence back, and they're playing the team that they just lost to as of late, and that's Detroit. This is a Detroit team I'm looking to fade. Obviously, the best players out for the rest of the season. Anytime a bad team is playing a team that has something to play for that's better than they are, I'm looking to fade them, and that's the situation here with Detroit. Give me Minnesota minus the 6.
All right. Not that hard. Get it done. If it ain't broke, don't fix it here. Finn, what about you? Who are you leaning towards here tonight for a best bet?
Well, first we'll tell Bryan I agree with him. I think it's a good. Minnesota is playing better. They have confidence. Is terrific right now. So we're going to go east. We're going to go to the Boston Garden. And to lay the wood tonight, Joe, but I like Boston minus, I'm showing right now, 9.5. For several reasons. One, listen, if Herb Jones was going to be in this game, I probably wouldn't be here for a best bet. But no Williamson, yeah, no all-star guard, that's right. No defensive stalwart in Jones, and Boston. It really doesn't matter. Marcus Smart and Robert Williams are both questionable. Neither one. I don't think Williams will play. Marcus Smart doesn't need to play. This team will run on a short-handed New Orleans team, and won't be concerned without being, protecting the defensive glass. And 9 is something they'll cover by halftime. Give me the Celtics minus the 9.5 against a beat-up, buzzer-laden New Orleans team.
Done. No New Orleans, no Herb Jones, no Roger, no rerun, no rant there. Talk to me. Where we rolling, Skee? Don't give me Indiana, damn it. I'd be cutting you right off. So go ahead. Where are you rolling tonight for a best bet?
Yeah, I don't know why, but Tony doing a little bit backwards. He's talking slower when he gets to the end of the shot clock. You're supposed to speed it up. My best bet for the show.
It's so true.
My best bet for purpose of the show.
I'm old.
It's all right. So I'm just messing with you, Tony. My best bet for purpose of the show. I have 2 systems that I'm just going to rock with those. One is basically saying that the line should be lower, but it should be lower based on the average margins for both of the teams. So it's saying pretty much that this line is high for a reason. And at the same time, you have, double-digit favorites when their opponents on a back-to-back. They are 94 and 69, a little bit below 58% against the spread. That says to take the Nuggets. And I should have honestly looked at this where the number has went. I got minus 13. Hopefully it's still somewhere around there. But the last 2 weeks at home, I know they're winning by around 15 points per game. So we'll roll with the Nuggets for the play for today.
All right. Nuggets getting it done here, guys. Across the board, opportunities presenting themselves. Let's check it out one more time. Skee like in Indiana, give me them 4.5, along with a little sprinkle there on the money line. The best bet, though, Denver laying those 13.5 points against Phoenix, while Tony Finn, Indiana is where he'll be looking at for a dog as well. His best bet, though, he anticipates Boston handling business here, 9.5, while Bryan Leonard thinks 2 touchdowns, way too much to give there for San Antonio, but he does like Minnesota here tonight. to get it done, while the contrarian gods and 2/3 of this panel agree that Atlanta and the 4.5 points might be too big a move here against the Bucks tonight. So opportunities also at WagerTalk.com to grab all the best bets here tonight from Skee Profit, from Bryan Leonard, and from Tony Finn. Just visit their pages now at WagerTalk.com. Hop on board with those 3-day, 7-day, and 30-day all-access packages, guys. Never miss a best bet with them over at WagerTalk.com. All right, that'll do it. More NBA action, of course. Tomorrow we'll be back with you. But, of course, until then, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make plans to come back and join us. And on behalf of Skee, Bryan, and Tony, guys, we appreciate the time. Best of luck with all your plays here tonight. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Good luck.
College football is over, the NFL is winding down, and as we turn our attention to the ice and hardwood until Sunday, January 22nd, we are slashing NBA, college basketball, and NHL season passes from $4.59 all the way down to $2.99 with no coupon needed. This special price locks in your favorite handicappers in the sport of your choice through the championship for pennies on the dollar versus buying daily packages. And since the price will remain $2.99 through midnight on January 22nd, the earlier you buy, the more days you get included at no additional cost. How much are you saving? College basketball comes to just $3.55 per day through March Madness, and the NBA and NHL discounts come out to just under $60 per month to lock in your favorite handicapper through the finals or Stanley Cup. Go to your favorite handicappers page at WagerTalk and or Sports Memo and lock in your sports through the championship for only $2.99 each. If you want to combine handicappers or multiple sports, email us and we can work out an even more significant discount for you.